Welcome, I am Diablo68 and this is Game in Existence, the YouTube channel where we go over everything to do with games, from reviews, help and tips, strategy and everything in between. This is a 7-minute review for Master of Orion, or Moo as some people call it, but I think I'm going to stick with Master of Orion, so let's get into it. As standard in most 4X games, you get a nice selection of different races to choose from, and Masters of Orion have done a pretty good job of adding different feel and character to the races, the animations and sort of the ship design and things, which is really quite nice. And one of the cool things is that the traits can all be designed for whichever race you're using. So all of these races, all of the different traits they've got here, you can customise yourself. So say you wanted to use these Cylon people, but you didn't like the way their ships looked, you could literally design them again, but choose one of the different races. The race customization is a pretty good offering in Masters of Orion, one of the, definitely in the top tier of race customizations for 4X games. You have 10 points available and you can add additional minuses and add, special pluses as well. What is quite nice of what they've done is the fact that you have your basic things of what you can do, increasing population growth, production, your standard 4X things that you can increase and minus, but you also then have the special abilities that you can choose to add on. And a lot of these they will give you something that is effectively knocks off some of these, but also then gives you additional things as well. So it's a pretty good offering that they do in here. Definitely enough for you to go back and edit and mess around with and try different tactics. Really good start for Masters of Orion. The game is a lane-based space game, so you don't have the hex system. You literally have these lines and your ships can move along them, which simplifies movement and makes the game a bit simpler that way, although you do lose some of the strategy. It really becomes taking these systems and trying to sort of blockade different points that people could come in. The mechanics of the game are quite easy to understand, and I think Masters of Orion have done a really good job here, almost even simplifying endless space of what you can do. The numbers are all quite low. You can move your population. You literally just drag and drop, and you can see the differences. Okay, my food is going down, but now my production is going up. And you'll be able to see this takes 3 turns, and hopefully, or if I move people off, it will go up. So you can instantly see, okay, it's taking 4 turns. Or the same here, my population is going to grow in 2 turns, but you can see you start taking people off, and now it's gone to 4 turns, 17 turns. It just gives you nice visuals of what's going on in a nice drag and drop system. It's quite elegant, it's quite simple to do, and you can see, you come on here, you can see this costs 73 production, so if I then add more production over here, it's going to be quicker to build. It's just a nice system. They've got the standard, you've got food, which gets your population up, so then you can obviously utilize more things from the system, production for building, research to go through the tech tree. They have 1 or 2 other sort of additional things, and that's morale, which is what most games have, and if your people aren't happy, they will have like an unemployed sign, which basically says they're not working on the system. And you have pollution as well, so if you keep on having loads of people in production, you can see my pollution is going up. But if you start taking them off and you can obviously build extra buildings and researches, your pollution goes down, and that will make the planet better and you get more food, things like that. Nice system to understand. Additional items with the mechanics that Masters of Orion have done really well, and that is the fact that rather than having these things which increase production by say 20%, which give you like these mythical, you start having 10 different buildings which give you 20%, it's hard to ascertain what you're actually getting. Instead they have this production per cell, or they have sort of like money per population, and that makes it really quite simple to understand. If I build that money per population, I've got 13 people here, so I'm going to get an additional 13 credits per turn. And the same with the production per cell, which I really quite like. It's like I say, rather than like an extra 10% increase, production per cell +1. That means you can see these people giving me +4, they would be +5. It's just simple to understand. You're not breaking the mechanics. The tech tree is quite nice. You have mainly sort of like 4 different paths, and they split into different things as you go through. It's one of these games where actually, normally I tend up going quite deep into like one side of the tech tree, but actually I found everything is actually quite useful, and you kind of end up, you might go a little bit deep in one section, but you're always going to end up coming back and trying to do stuff on the other side. Especially as a lot of these you end up needing to do sort of multiple paths to get to sort of something that you want. It is quite interesting that they give you these, I think they call them nodes, basically. If there's a line here, it means when you do this research, you get these first 2 plus 1 of one of these. And sometimes you have like 3 different options later on of what you might want to get. So it does make it interesting, sort of do you want plus defense, or do you want something else? It's quite interesting to go. It gives you a few different options, and there's a racial trait that when you do one, you get both as well. The ship design is okay in Masters of Orion. It's modular based, so you can choose different things you want, and it's weight based as well, so you add or minus however many different things you want on your ship. You also have facing, so if you have one facing, it costs you less weight or tonnage, but if you add more, it costs you more tonnage. It's an okay system. There isn't a lot to it. It's just okay. Combat, once again, a lot like the ship designer, is just okay. You can auto-resolve like normal, or you can take command, and then you can, you choose what you want to do. Do you want full control? Do you just want to view it? Do you want to do bits and pieces? It's, the whole thing, it's just okay. You do it, and you can either watch the cinematic view and you can't really see what's going on, or you can see a little top down and you can actually see what your weapon ranges is and what they do and things. I think as a lot of stuff with Masters of Orion, just a lot of stuff is just, it's fine. It's not amazing, but it does the job. So, quick summary for Masters of Orion, and that is the game. The game is fine. The game is good. It's, I really like a lot of the stuff they do. You get nice little visuals. Okay, the population's I can see straight away it's gonna go up in 11 turns. The population has grown here. It gives you the little things you can go onto the planets. It's, it's nice. Everything is fine. The combat is fine. The texture is fine. The ship design is okay. As you go through, everything is okay. Masters of Orion have achieved a decent 4X game. Is it groundbreaking? No. Does it break out? Does it make you do something completely different? No, but it's a good game. It's, I've got it cheap on Steam. I'm glad I got it. I've sunk, 20 hours into it, 25 hours into it. I've enjoyed it, and that's what you want from a 4X game. It's just a good offering. It's a really nice, polished game. Definitely room for improvement, but a lot of the mechanics, a lot of the things they've done really well. I think they've done a fine job, and unfortunately that is how to describe Masters of Orion. The game is just fine. If it goes on cheap and you really like 4X games, pick it up. If not, don't bother. This was a video from Gaming Existence. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am Diablo68. Keep an eye out for my other videos, which will cover all things gaming, and I look forward to seeing you next time.